to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for watching, and if you're already subscribed to my channel, thanks for sticking around. Really appreciate that. Today's gonna be my first, well, not my first, I guess I did do an unboxing and winch install. Today's gonna be my kind of first quick review on a product that I just purchased, and that product is the Bluetti AC50S, or we call it the Bluetti 500. Now, I bought this product, or I bought this one over the Jackery because of the price. This was $400 Canadian, and the Jackery is about 700 Canadian once you factor in your taxes and shipping. So, I'm gonna try this one out first, see how it goes. I've only used it once for 2 items, as I'm still waiting to get a fridge in. So I can kind of briefly talk about that. But let's briefly talk about what this thing even has. So it's got a DC port, 2 AC ports, 4 3-amp USB ports, and 1 Type-C port. And then also 2 of these guys, I don't know what they're called. I don't know what you'd even use them for. Be in the comments, tell me, because I'm not sure what I would plug into power for those. But moving on, you got your power button, which turns on your screen. I don't know if you can see it there. It's pretty hard to see right now. And then you got your DC button, which turns on this guy, and you got your AC button, which turns on these guys. It's also got a wireless charging base on the top for your phone, newer phones like an iPhone 10 and newer. I think they have the wireless charging, and other phones obviously too. I run iPhones, so I'm not really familiar with other phones. It's also got these integrated grab handles that pop up, and it weighs about 13 pounds, so it's not too heavy. It's also got a light on the back, and that's your plug-in to charge the actual unit itself. But the light is actually pretty bright. I know it's hard to see right now with it being daylight. It's also got a strobe feature, and what I do like about this is that it's an actual floodlight. It's not some little light on the side. I don't think I'd ever find myself carrying this thing around like this, trying to see in the dark or look for something. So this is kind of nice. I can kind of pull it away from wherever it's rested up against and kind of flood the area if I need to find something. Enough talking about this for the moment. Let me tell you what else came with this. Your charger. This is where you can plug it into your outlet at home or anywhere you got an outlet that has sufficient power to charge the Bluetti itself. You've also got a Type-C cord. Both ends are Type-C. I don't think I'd ever use this, but it's nice to have this included in the package if you're using a lot of Type-C products. I don't know if it's hard to find these cords, so that's nice to have. Also comes with this cigarette plug-in or DC plug-in to charge it off your truck or wherever else you'd like to charge it. I'm going to primarily be running this off my truck to power the fridge. And the nice thing about this is it has a MPPT controller, so it won't overcharge. So you can leave this thing plugged in all day. It's not going to wreck it. It's not going to destroy the battery. It's not going to ruin performance. So, and that was my initial plan, is to run it off my truck with this guy, and then have my fridge running while this is constantly being charged. So that way, when we do stop at camp somewhere, it's being topped up as much as I can before we get to camp. Now, I'm gonna have to get a longer one. This is only about 2 feet. It's not gonna reach the back seats, and that's just a me problem. But maybe that's gonna be a problem for you if you're gonna run it for a fridge. Other than that, you can power it via solar. So they give you this cord as well that comes with the Bluetti, and this is for if you have a 120 watt solar panel which you can also buy that with the Bluetti 500. And I keep calling it 500, it's actually the Bluetti AC50S, but I'm still gonna call it Bluetti 500. So yeah, this would be for your solar panel. If you don't have a solar panel, then this is kind of redundant. But I actually got a solar panel. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail about the solar panel. It's a 120 watt solar panel. It's got the cords in here. You plug that to that other cord, it goes into the Bluetti. I did test it out briefly. It was pulling about 80 watts with a cloudy sunny day. And Bluetti advertises that this can charge it within 4 to 5 hours. Whereas charging it from an AC plug in your house would take about 6 hours from completely empty. So I haven't had a lot of time to test that, the solar panel that is. I have tested how long it takes to charge plugged into your house outlet, and it was actually about 6.5 hours. So that's pretty close. It was pulling about 90 watts while charging. And I don't know much about watts and voltages and all that stuff, so get to the technical stuff. If it charges and it works and it runs and it powers my stuff, I'm happy. So my only little test that I did on it was I ran a heated blanket in our tent just to kind of help take the edge off because it was a cool night. And when I say cool night, it was about -1. So we do have like a -7 sleeping bag, and we used to use hand warmers, but I kind of wanted to use something else that would kind of stay on. So the heated sleeping blanket I have, it kind of turns on, runs for a bit, and then it turns off and cools down, and it comes back on again. And that guy was an inconclusive test, because while I was testing that, I also decided to test this little personal 250 watt heater that I got from good old Canadian Tire. So it pulls about 250 watts on the second setting and 170 on the first setting. Second setting was a no-go. Instantly, as soon as I put it to high, the Bluetti shut off to protect itself because it was too much. It was an overload. So I guess it pulled over 300 watts. And that's what the Bluetti is designed is. The peak is 300. So anything over that's gonna pull 300 watts or over or has a surge, it's gonna shut off automatically. So that's a little bit of a drawback considering it's supposed to be 500 watt power station. Not a big deal. So I ran this guy on low, and I thought this might help just kind of take the edge off as well. Yeah, this thing ran for 4 hours. So good intentions, would have been a great idea. I didn't see anyone else doing it through their YouTube videos of reviews on this guy. This doesn't work, so don't bother your time, don't buy it. It's just gonna kill it within 4 hours, so it's garbage. So with that being said, I haven't done a full test on the heated blanket, but because that guy only draws 30 watts, I believe it is, I do believe it's gonna last all night, at least 8 hours plus, maybe more. Shouldn't drain the battery on this guy, but I'll have to do another test. I'm still pretty new with this guy. I haven't had it for very long, so those are the only things I did with it. When I do have my fridge come in, I'll start using that and seeing how long it powers the fridge for without charging it, and then seeing how it works with constantly charging it and running the fridge and see how it performs then. This is actually a great little unit. It's not bulky, it's pretty square, it fits perfectly behind my my passenger seat, in between the passenger seat and the back seat, and that's where it's going to probably live until I build myself a seat delete. So other than that, like I said, it's still in the trial method. I haven't gotten a whole lot of experience and time with it yet, but when I do, probably at the end of the summer, I'm gonna do a review on this guy and let you all know what I think about it. and if it's really worth the money, or should you be going with, say, a Goal Zero or a Jackery. So far, I like the unit. Looks pretty good. I'm not gonna go over any pros or cons because it's still pretty new, but it's a good tester. And for the price, I'm gonna wing it and see what happens. I'd like to do more gear reviews, and this is obviously kind of my first. So stay tuned for more gear reviews as we get closer to the camping season. I'm going to be purchasing more products and using them, and probably doing short reviews, and then maybe by the end of the summer, after the camping season's kind of comes to a slow, do initial review, like final reviews on them, and talk about them and see if they really were worth it to me. So if you like this video, as always, please like, comment, and if you're not subscribing already, subscribe. And also, if you got the spare time, hop on over to my Instagram page, Western.Red.Adventures, where I'll probably have pictures of this guy, going over a little bit more detail on what I don't like or do like about it, and all our trips included. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.